Okay, so thanks for the intro. It's nothing like how it seemed, very glam and very well done and all perfect. Being an actress, I mean, when I got approached for this speech, I was like, my first reaction was like, why? What have I done? Like, why should I be talking? Why should I be telling anyone anything? I need therapy myself. And then I realized, I watched a film recently called Yes Man, and I thought, say yes to everything that comes your way, because you just have no idea what you may learn yourself from what you are doing. So I ended up saying yes. And then I sat down and then I started writing about a topic which sounds great and would make me look great and everything would be perfect. And I sat down and I said, okay, let me do women empowerment, because I've done a short film on women empowerment. I do a lot of speeches on women empowerment generally when I do my promotions for films. Let's do this topic. And then I thought, how typical. You're acting once again. You will be putting up an act in front of people to show how much you care about women empowerment or how much you can speak well of women empowerment. Then, okay, scrap that topic. Next topic, what was it? It was along the lines of positivity, goal setting, because I felt, oh, university children, they need to be taught how to set goals and how to achieve those goals, and I can give them the formulas. I can literally read and give them the formula of how to get it done. Again, nope, you're acting. You're acting once again. Stop acting, stop acting. These are conversations I had with myself. And then I was like, what am I doing? What's going on? My emotions were like this, just because I had to speak in front of a bunch of people where I'm not acting anymore and I have to say what I need to say, what I feel. And I was like, okay, let's talk about emotions, what emotions are and how we can work maybe collectively to balance emotions. Hence why I've called it the balancing act, because I feel like that's what we are all pretty much doing all the time, acting. Okay, maybe when we're sleeping we are not acting, but most of the time I feel like we are acting. We fail to keep it real. Emotions, I see emotions as a wild horse, okay? This horse will drag you, it will stomp on you, it will, knock you down, it will take you to places you've not been, and you're wondering, why is this horse so wild? Why is this happening to me? And then you start thinking, okay, let me think, why is this happening to me? Why am I being knocked down over and over again? I really feel emotions go back to childhood. It goes back to everything that we have understood, everything that we have experienced as a child, and I really feel a lot of it is due to wrong parenting. And I mean no offense to any of the parents, especially my own here, about the kind of parenting that our generation has experienced, but I feel a lot of shortcuts were used. Samjhaun da time nahi hega, ek chaped la do. That was the way we were taught how to behave ourselves. Wrong, because that actually instills a lot of fear. That actually makes you feel you are wrong. That is the first step of failure. I feel a child's first bully sometimes can be a parent. And I want to tell people of my generation and all of you guys sitting here and the generation to come that do not engage in wrong parenting, because that is what causes us to have, I feel personally, these are not facts, but I feel emotional imbalances as we grow up, as we get into childhood. Most of my relationships with men, for example, stem from the fact that I had a very bad relationship with my father. Love you, Dad. Mwah. Love you. But it was purely because I saw my parents have such a difficult marriage. I saw them fight a lot. I thought it was the norm. This is what marriages are about. I thought this is what happened in life and this is how it should be. I literally walked around fearing. I was like literally like this, like, are they going to fight? Are they not going to fight? Is everything okay? And I became used to negativity so much that if something was okay for a little while, I would be like, why is everything okay? Why isn't there a fight at home today? Like, what's happening? Is it Christmas? Fair enough, there were adults, there were They were growing up themselves. They needed a lot of learning to do themselves as well. But the point is, the effect that wrong parenting can have on a child, it continues and continues and continues. So anyway, after the childhood part, I somehow, in between all of that, I decided to read. I decided to read a lot of books on self-help, quotations, positive thinking, because I was always taught that it's destiny, it's fate, this is how God wills it to be. And I felt like women, especially in England, they just, I don't know, maybe here too, but they just accept the situation. If there's a bad marriage, they accept it. If there's, you know, like alcohol abuse problem, which is amongst a lot of Punjabis for some reason, they accept it because they think, you know, God wants it this way. No, God does not want it this way. Do not blame God for your life choices, for your life decisions. So I used to be like, okay, this is destiny. Okay, fine, this is fate, this is destiny. And then one day, I think I was about 15 or 16, and I was like, I am not going to let destiny or fate, I am not going to let, you know, myself blame God for my entire life to come. What will I be? I always dreamt of being an actor because I could see emotions on different levels, what humans do to each other, and I was like, okay, let's just make a movie out of all of this. I decided, no, I am going to be positive, I'm going to India, I'm going to be an actress. For me, failure was not even an option. It wasn't like, okay, so you'll go and you will try it out. For me, I knew this is what I want to do. I don't know what God has willed for me. I don't know what destiny is, but these are the choices I am going to make to become a successful actress. And I can proudly say today that it took me 7 years, but I'm living that life of a successful actress. But the emotions are still like this, which helps because I utilize it in my work, I utilize it in my films, but they have not been balanced. How do I balance them? How do I keep everything under control? How do I not repeat the same kind of relationships that I had in my childhood? We just keep going and we're going and going, I guess, and I keep trying to be positive and to keep on thinking positive, but it doesn't work. So I tried therapy. I did the therapy, I did the, when you lie down and you're hypnotized and you're like, come on, just get this, horrible feelings out of my system, make me like fresh and positive again. It doesn't work because nothing is stronger than this, nothing is stronger than this, nothing is stronger than your own sense of belief in yourself. And it has to be a daily process, every day you have to get up and you have to be like, no, I am not going to feel this way. It's very, very easy for our generation to fall into depression. I know so many youngsters who are literally like, oh, I have anxiety, I'm taking this pill, it's horrible, it's for anxiety, I'm going through depression. It's become so normal for everyone to say that these days, but it's not good enough. We have to actually get to the root cause of the situation. So anyway, getting back to my story, I come to India to be an actress, Mumbai. One suitcase, didn't know anyone, was literally like walking around thinking, how do I become an actress? I Googled how to become an actress. Where do I go? I had a friend's friend whose house I was staying at, and first, being an NRI, obviously, pani puri kha liya, bimar ho gaye. Then first 3 to 6 months, I was literally like, okay, let me get used to Mumbai, I went for an audition, I got the film. Yes, that's where I believe in destiny, to the level of I was given a chance, I was given a choice to take on that film. If I had not taken on that film, I would not be standing here today. I took on the film. After that film, the film succeeded. It was very successful. For 1 year, I didn't work again. I had no management. For 7 years, I have not had management because I've just not known enough people. I've literally been that one girl who's come from England without no one for so long. But the only thing that kept me going is that I am not going to blame destiny. I am not going to blame my circumstances, and I'm definitely not going to blame other people for the choices that I do not have the guts to make. People, I want to be very real here. Yes, there is good people. We should see the good in everybody, but we have to understand that human beings are very dangerous, and we can really, really hurt each other, in the sense that, let's keep it real. There's good out there, there's bad out there. If there wasn't bad, there wouldn't be murders, there wouldn't be rapists, there wouldn't be all of that. So when you come across people, I think it's important for everybody to understand what emotion is this person, instilling in me. How am I feeling about this? And how do I balance myself accordingly so I can deal with this person? People don't like me when I say no. They're actually like, oh, attitude. Oh, yeah, she thinks she's a big celebrity now, whatever. And I'm like, no, it just does not resonate with my own soul. It does not resonate with my own dreams. So one of the ways that I have been able to balance my emotions, and I think it's really important for everyone to do this, say no. Another thing you have to bear in mind, and I'm picking up on the negatives of human nature, okay? So, and I'm doing this for a reason. Please, everybody, feel free to be very positive about human nature, because there is a lot of good and love out there. But I'm saying that what could happen and what has happened, because I have experienced it. So when somebody criticizes you, and I've literally experienced a lot of criticism since childhood, and even now, I always get criticized for my work, my weight, or even if I post something on social media, everyone's like, oh, motti lag rahe ho, motte lag rahe ho, motte lag rahe ho. Okay, fine, I got your point, And it's like, when you meet people, when you interact with people, first question yourself, does this person love me as much as my mother loves me? Okay, most likely nobody can love you as much as your mother loves you. Question yourself, and then work out, does this criticism have warmth in it? If the criticism has warmth in it, it's a well-wisher. If the criticism has this condescending tone where the person is just trying to put you down, because everybody, like it was said earlier, will say, you will fail, you will fail, you will fail, you will fail. We hear this throughout our lives, that we will fail. In fact, what it is, people are often reflecting their own inner, feelings. Everybody is afraid of failure. All human beings are the same, I feel. Under one spotlight, we all feel the same way at different points of our lives. We want love, we want success, we want to be liked, we want to be rich, we want a family so that we can prove that we are capable of doing that. And we fear rejection, Most of us are afraid of scary films and the darkness and X, Y, and Z. So human beings, we are all the same. We just feel differently at different times. How do you balance those emotions? You literally have to first accept how you feel. Accept how you feel. You don't have to say it to everybody that this is how I feel, blah, 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 and then offend everybody and then be on bad terms with everybody. But accept how you feel, understand how you feel, and work out how can you now balance all of that. For me, meditation works, believing in God works, breathing works, channelizing my energy into something else works. When we talk about my childhood and everybody says, oh, she was the rugby player and she was into football and she was a martial artist. Listen, I wasn't doing that because I enjoyed it so much. I did that because I needed to channelize my aggression somewhere. It wasn't because I was so happy to be in a boys' rugby team. I did it because I was bullied by girls, because no girl would accept me, and I wanted friends. I wanted to do something. That's the only thing I could do, rugby. That's the only team that accepted me, actually. So whenever this is mentioned, rugby team, and I'm like, yeah, bring back some bad memories, why don't you? Okay, thanks. Yeah, rugby team. I do not want that in my presentation again. I'm going to just wind this up. I don't know how to do technical talks and stuff, but I just want people to know that what I'm trying to say here is that be very, 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 very in touch with your emotions, be aware of how you feel, respect yourself, love yourself enough to say no. you know, do not take criticism, but don't like start fighting in the middle of the road or anything. And focus on yourself, focus on your dreams, because when you're dreaming, you are also, you're practicing being receptive, you're practicing thinking into the future. The problem that we have is we often live in the past. Even me, I'm having a problem with not being able to let go of a lot of things in my past, which, you know, caused me so much pain. A lot of my, I'm still single, right? Reason being is a lot of my relationships are a reflection of the kind of relationship I shared with my father or other men. I keep going from one bad relationship to the next bad relationship, same problems, men who need fixing, men who emotionally cannot give to me. And I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Men have, my last boyfriend, he actually, this is what actually really helped me, and if he's watching, thank you. He actually said to me after 1 year, we were talking about something, and I was like, listen, I don't want to just date, you know, it's been a year, and, you know, I want to get married and have babies. It's not something you say to a guy, girls, by the way. And he just, you know, he kind of backed off, and then eventually we were talking, and then I was like, but I love you. And he literally turned around after a year of telling me how amazing I am. He was like, listen, I don't have even this much of love for you. He literally pointed like this. And that was the day I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I have put myself in this situation where somebody can actually say this to me. And that day, I live that day every day, not because I hate him for it, not because I feel like, oh my God, this happened to me. I was like, you deserve this because you just have not been able to love yourself, respect yourself enough. And I must say, it really helped. Sometimes being told you are not loved may be just what you need to start loving yourself and caring for yourself. So be in touch with your emotions, guys. Thanks.